What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today we're going to be talking about a topic we normally don't talk about for free-to-play players, and that is the Transcendence hero, Star Alchemist Holmes Young, and the survivability he can bring to your team. However, you really need his core of origin, and what we've noticed over the past couple months, previously free-to-play players had maybe one or two opportunities an entire year to get a free-to-play core of origin chest, which is only half of a core. But what we've seen in the past month or so is multiple events where cores of Transcendence. Cores of Origin are available and up for grabs for free-to-play players. This event, you could get there without even spending profit orbs or anything. It's just 20,000 gems and a little bit of RNG, and you can get there pretty easily. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's talk about why he is now probably a hero you do want to build on your account, especially if you're pushing in the Void campaign. So first off, we need to talk about the hero and what his strengths are when it comes to building a team. So of course, he's probably one of the best support heroes, but he is a very niche support hero. You don't see a lot of players with him, especially not free to play, for some of the reasons that we talked about at the very beginning of this video. He has some really cool interactions with, his potions, able to, gain bottles through combat, poisoning enemies, things like that. Nothing super stellar on his basic attacks, but when the battle starts at the end of each round, he has a 100% chance to get one bottle of Void Extraction or Star Prophecy at random, and those are going to modify his abilities. And then for every 6 rounds, he gains 2 bottles of one or the other. Meanwhile, clears a debuff from self immediately and restores self energy by 100 and HP equal to 30%. Besides, increases all damage dealt. All damage dealt is not really that important since he's not really ever used as a damage dealer. But what we really want is the Moment of Silence act ability to really shine. Deals 1000% attack damage to the backline enemies afterwards. Poisons all enemies, dealing 600% attack damage for 6 rounds. Again, he's really not there for the damage, but it is a little bit extra if you need it. Meanwhile, consumes all self-owned potions, and the effects of which enhanced by the type of number of potions. So let's start it off with the first one. Normally, you want to get the Star Prophecy potions. Those are going to be the big payoffs, but if you do get the Void Extraction potions, if you're at 1 bottle, enhances the active skill to deal extra damage to backline enemies, poisons them, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, increases the dot by 25% based on his attack for 2 enemies with the lowest HP. If it's 2 or above, besides that one effect, you get additionally more dot damage. Fun. Yeah, cool. Again, we're not really interested in the damage of him. What we really want are the Star Prophecy potions, because this has a chance to apply Perceptual Disorder, and this is the reason why he is so good. When the 1 bottle is there, there's a 100% chance to inflict Perceptual Disorder on 1 enemy with the highest attack for 2 rounds. Meanwhile, reduces the cooldown of the passive skill Portal of Stars by 1 round on the next trigger. If you get the 2 bottles, besides the effects of the 1, there's a 65% chance to inflict Perceptual Disorder on an additional enemy that doesn't have Perceptual Disorder already on them. Meanwhile, increases all allies' attack by 20%, speed for 10 for 3 rounds. That extra 20%, it doesn't sound like a lot, it really does add up. Now, what does this Perceptual Order actually do? Well, it is a skill effect during its validity period, and yes, skill effects cannot be purified, they cannot not be removed, and that's why it's such a good CC. It's a soft crowd control, but it is one of the best crowd controls in the game because the enemy still gets to do their ability, but it does nothing. Changes the active skill and basic attack of the affected hero to poison one of their allies at random, dealing damage for 6 rounds. Now, I think there's a weird bug going on where they don't actually attack and poison their ally. It just makes their attack do nothing, which I guess that's just as good. It uses their energy if it's an active skill or anything like that, but it's basically saying if the highest attack enemy, which you see a lot in PvP, the enemy Vulcan has Perceptual Disorder, which is that little swirly pool at the bottom of their feet. When that does happen, the enemy Vulcan he uses his active skill, nothing happens. That's why it's so strong. So yes, in itself, he is a good hero to have at this spot, but typically this is not quite enough. What I want to highlight is his core of origin, because this is where he really starts to shine. So at the beginning of the battle, you get 40 of these immaculate potions. Now, these immaculate potions have nothing to do with his actual skills. They are only for the core of origin. Whenever an ally takes basic attacks or active skills, consumes one bottle of that immaculate potion to restore the attacked ally's HP equal to 3% of max HP and increase their attack by 5% and armor by 5%. This is like, okay, cool. It's a little bit of a survivability tool, gives a little bit of buff. That's awesome. But what happens down below here? When an ally releases basic attacks or active skills, it consumes 3 bottles of these potions to increase the dot by 4% for the attacked enemy. That's usually kind of garbage because we don't really have many dot damage dealers that we care about the dot damage of. But when an ally dies, there's a 35% chance to inflict perceptual disorder on 2 enemies with the highest attack for 1 round. That is amazing because not only are you getting it potentially the 100% on 1 target with the active skill, potentially 65% chance to get a second target, then if your allies are dying, you're also applying this perceptual disorder to the enemies with the highest attack, aka the ones that are going to be doing most likely the most damage. Sometimes it's a little weird in PvE scenarios, but this is what's amazing because in Void Campaign, I mean, you're going to have a couple weak Transcendence heroes in your lineup, so it's the perfect opportunity to get that perceptual disorder under their feet. Now, I want to see if I can show you guys, hopefully someone's got like an okay lineup that I won't completely obliterate them with. Let's just throw in a random team here, including our Holmes Young, so you guys can see his active ability and show you exactly what's going to happen. You know what? We're going to go like super tank mode here. Where are my pandas? We're doing a panda army here, and then we'll throw in like Olivia too. So let's just get this going here. That team, let's see if we can highlight. I don't know, we might be too strong of an account still, but I'd love to show his active skill. So let me actually jump out of here. We have ours kind of built up. He's more or less as a tenant. We'll show you what the effect looks like under the actual feat here. So let's jump into battle. He should go like first, I think, as well. So you'll notice he'll use his active skill here. He does his things. It actually did not get to apply it on any target. You know what? He's actually not good doing it round 1 because I just thought of that. You actually do want him to not go and do that in the first round because this ability requires bottles. And if you don't get lucky at the beginning of battle and hit the correct star prophecy, because there's a chance to get one of the bottles, one or the other, and if you get the wrong bottle, it's not going to really help us show it off. So let's see if we can make it to round 2 and get to his active here, because I'd really love to highlight it. I'm just hoping we don't kill the enemy team before that happens, because yeah, our pandas might just like one-shot everything. Now it looks like we'll be good here, and then we get like 1 shrink here. I think we'll just have to eat some attacks real quick, and then let's go. So now he's going to use his active skill. Hopefully he has the correct potion. It doesn't look like he does. I don't know if we're going to get a good chance to show it off, but I know you guys have seen it before. The little pool that swirls under the feet. My goodness, I just don't think we're actually going to get there at this point. Well, we might. One more time. I wonder if it can be dodged by Sword Flash, and that might be part of the issue. I don't know if it's actually an ability that can be bypassed. Let's see if we can find someone with a little bit stronger account so we can go a little bit longer in this battle. Watch our Star Swordsman Machman on the other side just like one-shot us. Almost. Yep, killed us off. And you got to remember, we don't have a core of origin on this account either, so that does make it a little bit harder to show off the real power of that. My goodness, everybody on my friends list here is just like either way too weak or way too strong to really show this off. Most people don't even set up a lineup anymore. It's really weird, but we'll throw him in the front row. We'll give it one more try, see if it works. We just have like a splendid flag on him anyway, so it's not like it's anything super strong. We'll see if we can get there, although he is feared. He is feared, of course. Of course he's feared by the Lord of Fear Aspen at the same time. I wish we had a better way to highlight this, but we don't have a strong enough hero to actually get it to work here. Eesh. Well, yep, he's dead. There's not gonna be a way to do it because we can't even test in like our own guild because people just have way too strong of an account. But trust me when I say this is the ability, the perceptual disorder is what you're looking for. And now that you have an opportunity to get him as free to play and get a core of origin over the course of a couple events, that's good. What I would try to do is when we do have events like this where it is pretty easy to actually acquire your core of origin shard chest as free to play, snag them up, but don't use them just yet. And don't build Star Alchemist Holmes yet either. The other nice little bonus here, I'll go over to Cloud Island so you guys can see. If we jump up here and we pick Holmes Young, he is a tenant for Jara and Hyperspace Hunter Alamak. Jara, I feel like most people would probably have at that point in the account when you want to consider building him. So it could be a tenant for your Jara if your Jara is your main damage dealer going through Chapter 2. So let me know what you guys think. If it's a hero that you have had some